Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Googley Filipino Teacher. And for today's episode 4, we're gonna focus on the Google Workspace for work productivity. My name is Romeo Rabahante Jr. and I'm a Google for Education certified trainer, and I'm a college teacher in the Ateneo de Sambang University for 14 years now. And together with my wife, we maintain a YouTube channel and a Facebook page called the EdTech Explorer. So kung meron po kayong time, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and do follow us at the EdTech Explorer Facebook page. Ayan. So maraming salamat po in advance. And to start our session, let's have some expectation check. No? So one of the expectation check is that everything that I'll be sharing to you is based on experience. I'm not an expert po. I'm not an expert, but I'll be sharing to you how I utilize the tools that I'll be sharing to you. So everything is based on experience. And of course, another expectation check is that let's be open to learning. Okay, so I'm sure na probably that some of you have been utilizing already these tools na i-share ko po sa inyo. So if you have already some experience or if you have something to share, please do not hesitate to share it in the chat box so that we can learn from you as well, no? So let's use this platform as a learning environment so that we can learn from each other, because I'm sure meron din po kayong pwedeng i-share sa ating mga session ngayon, especially kung meron kayong mga experiences or meron kayong nakarelate po kayo dun sa i-share ko. So please do share it in the chat box so that we can learn from each other. And of course, let's all participate actively, no? Para mas maging productive ang ating session, no? And your webinar experience. Let's participate actively. So if I'll be asking some questions later, please do type in the chat box ano po yung mga sa tingin nyo ng mga tamang sagot ko, no? So ayan. And of course, for our session flow, we're gonna talk about Gmail, okay, and Google Calendar and a Google Keep, no? So I don't know kung familiar na po ba kayo dito sa mga tools na to, but these are the things that I'll be sharing to you in today's episode. Ayan. So with that, are you ready, dear teachers? Ayan. Kung ready na po tayo, kindly type ready in our chat box. Ayan. Para pwede na po tayo magsimula. Ayan. Okay. So maraming salamat sa inyong mga reply. So let's start. Ayan. Okay. So for our first topic for today's session, okay. So let's talk about Gmail. Alright. So Gmail is one of the, I believe, one of the most utilized Google Workspace tools, no? Kasi we always send emails or we always communicate to our colleagues, to our students, no? So highly utilized si Gmail natin. So here I am today to give you some tips, no? Tips to use Gmail more efficiently. All right? So for tip number 1, okay? Tip number 1 tayo. Now sometimes meron tayong mga certain emails. Okay, certain emails na halos pare-pareho lang yung mga content niya, and then ang pinagkakaiba na lang is yung name ng person or yung dates or yung average or something like that. So meron lang tayong certain details na pinapalitan. Okay? So probably some of you are tinatype pa natin ang lahat ng mga ang ating content, or it's either we just copy and paste it. Okay, so one of the things that we can actually use in one of the features in Gmail is actually we can create a template. Okay, we can actually create a template in Gmail. So how do we locate the template? Okay, so all you have to do once you have your new window or your new message window enabled, all you have to do is just to look for these more options here, yung tatlong dots na yan. You can click on that, left click, and you can look for the word template here. And currently, wala tayong nakikitang template or the word template here. Pag ganun po nakita natin, ibig sabihin, the template feature of our Gmail is disabled. Okay? Hindi pa po siya naka-enable. No? So, hindi pa po siya active. So, how do we activate this feature in our Gmail account? Alright. So, in order for us to activate that, okay, so let me just close this one. All you have to do is just to go to the settings or to this gear icon here. And now, just a trivia, no? most of the hidden treasures or best features of our application are usually in the settings area, no, of the application. So kailangan lang po natin i-explore yan para pwede po natin siyang ma-activate po natin yung mga hidden features ng ating mga applications. Okay, so for Gmail, nandito po siya sa ating settings. So let me just click on that. This settings here, the gear icon, left click on that. And we click on see all settings. Okay, so left click on that. And it will bring us to the settings page. Now, to activate the template, all you have to do is to look for this advanced tab here. Okay, so left click on the advanced tab and look for the word templates. Okay, so ito po yun. And currently, it's disabled, as you can see. So kailangan lang natin, we just click enable. And once we click on that, we click save changes. All right, it's important that we click the save changes. Once you click on that, it will bring us back to the inbox or to the main page of our Gmail. And we can already start checking, or we can start composing. So let's just click the compose button here to create, to enable the new message window here. And remember po kanina, sabi ko, makikita natin yung word template dito sa more options. Okay, so we can click on that, left click. And ito na po, meron na po tayong templates. Okay, so once we have this, we can actually use the template, as you can see here, or save the template, or delete a template. Now, create muna po tayo ng template. Alright? So, once we create a template, and or kahit gumawa lang po tayo ng email, it's a good practice that we include a subject, no? A descriptive subject sa ating email. So, ano ba purpose niyan? It will allow the receiver to have an idea, okay, kung ano yung content ng email na yon. Now, this is very, very important, especially when you are attaching a certain file. Okay? Because as we know, sometimes ang mga virus ay pwede nating ma-attach sa ating email. Okay? So, we have to be careful when we download or when we click a link in our emails. Kasi minsan, virus po yan. So, in order to avoid that and to ensure the receiver that that email is legit, no? Or especially pag meron tayong mga attachment, it will be best if we type a subject. Okay? So from there, type po natin, okay? Demo of template. Ayan. And of course, we can type type our message here. Dear participant, okay, welcome to the EdTech Explorer. Ayan. So for example, that's the message that you want to send, no? Okay? So once you have this, all you have to do is just to go to these more options here, left click on that and click templates and click save draft as template and click save as new template. Click on that and you can enter a new template name here. Okay, so for example, welcome email. Right? So for example, yan po yung ating name ng template natin and just click save. Yan. So automatic na po yung nakasave. So how to use that? Let's delete this one first. Disregard this draft. And let me compose another one. Okay. And this time, let's use the template. So click again on these more options. Left click. We go to templates. And then we click the name of the template. No? So for this instance, we will use the welcome email. So left click on that. Ayan. So the message earlier, no, that we created is already here. Okay. So that's how fast it is to use a template in Gmail. No? And then once you have used that, we can just simply change certain details. Okay. So that the email will be more appropriate dun sa recipient niya. Okay, so pwede lang natin siyang i-update later. So that's why magandang gamitin ang templates. No? You don't have to type everything from scratch, but once you use the template, all you have to do is to activate it and just change the necessary details. Now, if you want to delete some templates, same procedure. We go to the these three dots here for more options. We go to templates and we go to delete template, and then we click the name of the template that we wish to delete. Click on that and then confirm, and that's it. The template is already deleted. Okay, so that's how we can use the template feature of our Gmail. Now, for the second tip, is that I would like to, if you're not yet familiar to it, no, I would like to share to you about Smart Compose feature of Gmail. Okay, so ano ba tong Smart Compose feature ng Gmail? Okay, so you might be baka in one of your experience, no, you have composed an email, and then when you type a certain words, no, or a certain letter, biglang may lumalabas na suggested na sentence or word sa inyong email. Okay? So, if you have experienced that, that's actually the Smart Compose feature of Gmail. Okay? So, for example, let me just do a little demo. So, let me click on this Compose. Okay? Nandito and I will type good morning. Okay? It's nice to hear from you. Okay? As you notice that I type these sentences, no, good morning, it's nice to hear from you. I type all of these words letter by letter, no? No suggested words pop out. Okay? Tinype natin talaga yung entire sentence na yan. Okay? So, to allow us to type faster or to allow us to compose faster, okay, one of the best features that we have in Gmail is the Smart Compose, no? So, how do we activate the Smart Compose? Okay, so let me just disregard this email again. Okay, now we go back to the settings. Okay, so click on the settings so that we can activate the Smart Compose. Click See All Settings. And then from here, we should be at the General tab. And then scroll down a bit and look for Smart Compose. Okay, so ito po yun, Smart Compose. As you can see, currently, naka-off po siya. So we have to turn it on like so. And then, scroll down a bit. And we have to click Save Changes para ma-activate po natin yung Smart Compose. Now, let's try again kanina yung tinype po natin. Okay? So, I type, good morning. Okay? Period, space. Ayan, it's, letter T. It's very, ayan. Okay? As you can see, merong kaagad na words na lumalabas dito. Okay? May lumalabas na word na dito. Hindi ko pa po tinatype. Letter V pa lang po yung tinatype ko. And there's already a suggested sentence or words here given by Gmail. So as you can see, it's very nice to hear from you. Ito yung suggested niya. Now, if you agree with the sentence, okay, if you agree with the sentence or suggested sentence, then all you have to do is to press the tab button. Okay, the tab button on your keyboard. So, pag-click nyo po dyan, okay, automatic na nandun na kagad yung sentence na yun. You don't have to type the entire sentence or you don't have to type the words, no? Nakasave up po kayo ng ilang seconds sa pagta-type by simply using the Smart Compose of our Gmail account, no? So, yun, that's one of the best features for me para mas mapabilis yung pag-compose ng ating mga letters sa ating email. Okay? So, another tip that I would like to share to you, okay, is the keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts, no, ng ating Gmail. Okay? So, paano ba natin siya i-activate? No? Let me just do a little demo muna. Okay? So let me just close this, disregard again this new message. And as you have observed earlier, no, whenever I create an email or whenever I try to compose, again, I will just place my mouse pointer here and I will have to click compose. Okay? And lalabas po si new message window. Okay? So that I can already start typing my message or composing my message here. Now, one of the best features of Gmail is that it has keyboard shortcuts, no? That will allow us to enable or activate some certain features here a little faster, okay, with the use of the keyboard shortcuts. So, I would like you to try out kung nasa po kayo ngayon, kung nasa email nyo po kayo ngayon. I would like you to try, no? I would like you to try pressing the letter C. Okay, the letter C on your keyboard. Okay, the letter C on your keyboard. And see kung lalabas yung compose new message window. Kapag hindi po siya lumabas, ibig sabihin, naka-disabled pa yung ating keyboard shortcut feature ng Gmail. So, how do we activate this? Okay, how do we activate this? Again, babalik po tayo sa settings. Okay, babalik po tayo ulit sa settings. Left click on this one here. And then, we go to see all settings. Yan, left click po tayo dito. And then from there, pupunta po tayo dito sa general. Okay, sa general settings natin. And then from here, okay, scroll down lang po tayo ng konti. And we look for keyboard shortcuts. So, hanapin lang po natin keyboard shortcuts dito. And ito na po yun. Keyboard shortcuts. So currently, it's off. Okay? So, gagawin po natin, we turn on the keyboard shortcuts. And again, after changing the setup, we have to click the Save Changes. Ayan. So, click Save Changes. And it will bring us back again to the inbox or to the main page of our Gmail. And then from here, okay, from here, we should be able to activate or utilize the shortcut keyboards, no? I mean, keyboard shortcuts ng Gmail. So this time, I would like you to focus on the mouse pointer na nandito sa baba ng social tab. Okay, nandito po yung aking mouse pointer. I will not use my mouse pointer to compose or to open a new message window. But rather, I will use the letter C. Kanina, yung gaya pinagawa ko po sa inyo kanina. So this time, I will press the letter C of the key, dito sa keyboard ko. And pag press ko ng letter C, ayun, lumabas po yung C, new message window. Ayan. So, the letter C, okay, so yung letter C sa ating keyboard, okay, is actually a shortcut to compose, no? Compose email, no? Or compose a message. So, yun po yung ating shortcut key for that. Another one is letter R for quick reply. And then letter A kapag it's a shortcut keyboard, no? Keyboard shortcut for reply to all, no? Yan po yung mga shortcut na keyboards na pwede nating magamit sa ating Gmail, no? These are just some, okay? These are just some of keyboard shortcuts, no? If you want to know more keyboard shortcuts sa Gmail, all you have to do is just to press the shift button on your keyboard together with the slash button para makita nyo po yung add keyboard shortcuts for Gmail. So to show you a demo, okay, I'm pressing right now the shift button on my keyboard and the slash. Ayan. And these are the different keyboard shortcuts for our Gmail. Okay, so you can explore on this one later, no? After our session para mas maging familiarize po kayo dito sa mga keyboard shortcuts po natin. Ayan. Okay, so that's tip number 3. Using keyboard shortcuts to activate or enable some features in the Gmail account, no? And this is very, very useful, making our work a little faster in Gmail, in our Gmail. Ayan. So, with that, okay, let me ask you a question. Okay? Let me ask you a question. True or false? Okay, true or false? we can undo or we can unsend the message that we have sent to our recipient. Okay? True or false ba? Pwede ba nating i-cancel ang sinend nating email sa ating recipient? No? Pag send natin, kaya natin siyang i-cancel. Is it true or false? Alright? So type your answers in the comment section. Or in the chat box, okay? Pwede kayong you can also keep your answers on your mind, okay? Alright? So, I hope meron na po kayong mga initial answers. And the correct answer to that is yes. It's true. Okay? Yes po, pwede po natin i-undo or i-unsend yung ating email sa ating recipient. So, paano po ba yun? Okay? Paano po ba yun gawin? Alright, so let me show you. Let me activate first this new message window. And then I will use a template, okay, for this message. Ayan. And then I will add a recipient. Okay, so let me just type my email. Alright, so from here, I already have my recipient's email here. And I already have my message. And this time, I will send it. Okay? So, I will click the send button here. Send. And once you see this button here at the left side, with the word undo, all you have to do is just to click that. Undo. Ayan. And it will be unsent. No? Cancelled po yung sending of email natin dito sa recipient na to. Okay? So, when is this useful? Useful po ang pag-unsend natin ng email, okay? If, for example, na-realize natin na kulang yung content, no? Lalo na kapag may mga attachment, minsan nakakalimutan natin yon. So, we can click the undo button immediately. Or, pag mali yung email na pinagpadala natin, so we can just click the undo, okay? But please take note, okay? Please take note that although we can undo or unsend the email that we just sent, no? Although we can undo it or we can unsend it, it will only be applicable for 30 seconds only. Okay? Or kung wala pa kayong ibang ginagawa, or for as long as nandito pa yung undo button na to, okay? You can undo or you can unsend the email. Okay? Nandun lang siya for couple of seconds only. Pero after that, hindi nyo na po siya masisend. Hindi nyo na siya ma-unsend. Okay? So, that's why it's very, very important that before we click the send button, okay? Before we click the send button, we have to double check the content of our email. And if we have attachment as well, we have to double check it if it's the correct attachment. Okay? So that when we click the send button, we don't have to worry whether kung tama ba yung na-send natin or not because na-double check na natin siya. Okay? So it's a good practice that we double check the content of our email before clicking the send button. Okay? So that's how we can unsend the email or the email that we just sent. Ayan. Now, another question. Okay, another question tayo. True or false? Okay, true or false? We can delete. Okay, ito naman, delete naman to. Okay, kaya nating i-delete yung email na pinadala natin sa recipient. Okay, kaya nating i-delete yung email sa recipient without us having an access to his or her email account. Again, true or false? Pwede ba nating i-delete yung email na pinadala natin sa recipient? Okay? Even wala tayong access sa kanilang inbox. True or false? You can type your answers in the chat box or in the comment section, or you can keep it to yourself. Alright? And the correct answer is true. Yes. Pwede po nating i-delete ang email na pinadala natin sa ating recipient without us having an access to his or her email account. So how do we do that? Okay, how do we do that? So in the compose email, no, ito dito sa compose email na to, you can see this ito, toggle confidential mode. Okay, kita natin, look for this icon, toggle confidential mode. So if you left click on this one, left click, you will have the options, no, kung hanggang kailan lang siya magiging available sa inbox ng ating recipient, or we can even add a SMS passcode. Okay, we can add an SMS passcode before the recipient can even open that email. Okay, so ano bang purpose nito? Okay, so the main purpose of this one is for confidentiality. All right, if there are some certain emails that is very somehow confidential, and you don't want it to stay that long in that person's email account, okay, so you can actually set until when the person can access or can actually read that email, no, and then after that, okay, after that set of time, immediately madidelete yung email na yon, okay, or magsa-self-destruct siya, madidelete po siya. So that's how we can utilize or add up confidentiality sa ating email. Okay, so pwede natin yun gawin. Again, this is very useful for sensitive contents, no? So para pag na-send natin siya, and then depende sa setup natin, after that period of time, automatically madidelete yung email na pinadala natin. Okay, so that way medyo safe tayo doon, no? Of course, this is just one way to what's this? This is just one way of securing the confidentiality of our emails, no? There are other ways to do it. Okay, so of course, as much as possible, kung medyo importante talaga yung details, okay, and then masyado siyang sensitive, let's make sure na parang hindi siya matitrace, no? We don't send it through email, pero kung kailangan talaga, then probably pwede nating magamit itong self-destruct na feature ng ating Gmail. Okay, so again, it depends on you how you want to utilize this function or this feature of the Gmail. Okay, so pwede natin siyang gawin. All right, and of course, another one, no, another tip, no, for Gmail account is yung sending, no. For example, you want to send a certain email on a specific date, on a specific time, and then you wanted to compose it a little earlier, no, para you don't have to worry about it anymore. So pwede po nating schedule, no. Most probably, some of you are already familiar with this. We can actually schedule the sending of our email to our recipient. So how do we do that? All you have to do dito sa side ng send button natin, instead of clicking the send button, we click on more send options dito. So we click on that, left click on this arrow, and it will allow us to access the schedule send. So once we see that, let's click on that, schedule send, and it will provide us, Gmail will provide us options, no? So kung meron kayong nagustuhan na option dito, then all you have to do is just to click on that, and automatically, yun ang magiging schedule ng pag-send niya. Okay? So as you can see, nandito yung schedule ng sending niya. So if you want to cancel it, all you have to do is just to cancel send. Okay? And it will allow you to reset the schedule. Okay? So again, go back here, click schedule send. Ayan. Kung wala kayong nagustuhan dito, you can always click pick a date and time, and you can select, no, kung ano yung gusto nyong date and time na mapadala itong email na to. Okay? So of course, kung 11 PM siya, then you just set it to PM, and after that, you just click schedule send. Ayan. So this way, you don't have to worry. Okay, you don't have to worry kung mapapadala ba or mapapadala ba yung email or not, or baka makalimutan ninyo. Pwede nyo po siyang gawing in advance, no? You can set the email in advance and then send it by schedule. Okay, let the Gmail send it on the schedule that you have sent, no? That you have set. So pwede natin yan gawin. Okay? And the last feature that I would like to share to you for Gmail, no, for our Gmail session is the filtering, no? Of course, pag maghahanap tayo ng email, okay, pwede tayo mag-type dito, okay, dito sa search button, and it will allow us to, or it will provide us all emails na may content na Romeo Rabahante Jr. Okay? Now, if you will click this one here, show search options, if you will click this one here, okay, with this one, it will allow us to have more options para to guide yung pag-search ni Gmail for a specific email. So for example, you're looking for emails that has my name, Romeo Rabahante Jr., plus has an attachment, okay? Pwede nyo po yan iset sa filtering. So, just click search. So, ayan. Okay, lalabas na, kung meron mang email, okay, meron mang email na merong attachment na coming from me, then lalabas po yun dito. This way, mas madali po natin mahanap yung mga emails natin sa ating inbox, lalo-lalo na kapag masyadong puno na yung ating inbox, okay? It will allow us to search little faster with this more features dito, no, more options, more filters pag sa search ng ating email sa ating Gmail account, no. So ayan, so again, you can to enhance the search in our Gmail, we can always use the filtering features of our email. Okay, all you have to do is just to click this one here, search option, and provide the necessary details here, and pwede na natin, and then it will allow the Gmail to search more specifically for a certain email. Okay, so ayan po. Okay, so that's how we can those are the 7 tips, no, on how we can use Gmail more efficiently. All right. Number 1, of course, the template. Number 2, the use of the Smart Compose. And then, of course, number 3, the use of the keyboard shortcuts. And number 4, clicking the Unsend button, okay, within 30 seconds. Number 5, using the self-destruct option of our Gmail. And of course, using the schedule options, no, scheduling feature ng pagsisend ng email, and of course using the filtering or the more search option ng ating Gmail. This way we can use our Gmail account more efficiently. Ayan. Okay, I hope you were able to get something from that discussion. Okay, and this time I would like you to think, no, you can reflect or think about your learning anchors during the discussion. What are your realizations so far, or your learning insights during the discussion in the Gmail? No, so you can type your answers in the comment section, in the chat box, if you want to share something about our discussion. Okay, so ayan. Now, proceeding to the next part now, okay, which is the Google Calendar. Okay. So, with the Google Calendar, pwede din natin siyang magamit, no? Or we can also access the Google Calendar sa ating Gmail. Okay? As you can see, nandito lang yung ating Google Calendar. Okay? And we can also access the Google Calendar in the Google Waffle, okay, or Google Apps. Once you click the Google Waffle, you can actually locate the Google Calendar here. Okay? Ayan. But personally, I usually open it in a new tab para mas marami akong features na magamit. Okay, so Google Calendar. Okay, so Google Calendar is personally one of my favorite Google application that I ever used. Okay, now just to share a little story, before using Google Calendar, I have this one mobile application where I keep all my reminders, events, no? And then suddenly I noticed na may mga certain events ako or may mga certain important reminders na nadi-delete sa aking mobile app for some reason. And hindi ko alam kung bakit, pero nawawala siya. And so, it somehow alarmed me because parang reminder siya, and sometimes these reminders sa mga importanteng mga projects. So, when I noticed that, I immediately searched for an alternative. Okay? And I found the Google Calendar. No? So, especially nung naging trainer na ako sa Google, mas na-appreciate ko na talaga si Google Calendar in terms of using it for reminders, no? And of course for plotting of activities per month, no? So hindi lang siya online, okay? Meron din siyang offline version na pwede nyo rin siya ma-access even without internet connection through the use of our mobile apps, no? For as long as naka-install yung mobile app sa phone natin, okay? And then naka-on yung ating internet connection sa mobile app natin, masisync yung information na nasa Google Calendar natin online and dun sa ating mobile phone. Okay, so it's really useful for me in terms of reminders and plotting of activities per month, no? So ayan. So how do we use the Google Calendar? Okay? So let's start by creating a calendar, no? Creating a calendar in our Google Calendar. So paano ba 'yan? So at the lower part of our Google Calendar, okay? Meron ditong parang plus sign, add other calendars. So once you have that, we can click on that and we can subscribe to a certain calendar. Okay, create, browse, and we can check from a certain URL, no? Ngayon, let's just focus dito sa pag-create ng new calendar, and I will allow you to explore on the other options later. So dito, creating a Google Calendar is simply as clicking this button here. So let's choose this one. Left click on that, and it will bring us to this option, create new calendar. So let me type this one here. Let's say for example, kunwari ito yung name niya, EdTech Explorer December 2021 events. Ayan. Okay, 2021 events. So just for example lang po yan, ha? Example lang yan. And of course, we can set the time zone. Okay, so of course, hindi na natin, by default, kung nasaan time zone tayo, yun na kaagad madidetect ni Google Calendar. So once we have that, we can click create calendar. You can also add a description if you like. Okay, so for this one, let me just type EdTech Explorer December 2021 events. Okay. For example, that's the description. I'll just click create calendar. Ayan. And once you click that, okay, once you have created it, you will be able to see the created calendar at the left side of your of the settings, which is this one here, EdTech Explorer. So you can click on that, left click on this newly created Google Calendar. So click on this, and it will provide you with more options here. Okay, so with this one, with all of these options here, okay, there are two important parts. Parang ito yung pag nakikreate ako ng Google Calendar events, no? Itong dalawa na to ang pinaka-importanteng bagay na kailangan yung iset. Number one is the access permission. Okay? So if you don't want anyone, okay, if you don't want ma-access publicly ng Google users or anyone yung ating Google Calendar, make sure that this option here is unchecked or wala siyang check mark, okay? So that no one else can access that unless you share it to people. Now, speaking of share, okay, we can actually share this calendar to specific people, okay? Especially kung meron, if this particular calendar, okay, we are working with certain friends or certain organization or certain people, then we can add people here. So we can just simply click add people, okay, and check kung sino yung gusto nating i-add dito sa calendar na to, okay? So make sure, okay, yung public naka-uncheck if you don't want to share it to be shared to anyone in public, okay? Lalo na kapag yung account na ginagamit natin ay Google Workspace account, meaning it's within our institution, okay? So make sure na hindi po siya naka-public, no? And of course, if you want to share it to specific people, you can add people here, okay? Dito sa specific share with specific people. So you can set this up, okay? Ayan. Now, let's return to the main calendar, okay, which is ito na, okay? Once we create an event or pag mag-create na tayo ng event, okay, so meron na tayong itong calendar kanina, all you have to do is just to go to this one here, create, okay? Pag-create natin ng create, we can click event. Personally, kahit task yung ginagawa ko, event pa rin yung ginagamit ko dito. So I just click event here, whether it's a task or a reminder or whatever, event talagang always na ginagamit ko. And then after that, I always click more options, like so. I-click ko po yan. And then, dito sa add title, okay, it will be best kung descriptive yung mga nilalagay po natin dito. Okay? For example, EdTech Explorer. Okay? Episode 10. Example lang po yan. We just click this one here para pwede tayo mag-set kung kailan ang reminder na to or kailan ba tong event na to. We can set the time. Okay? But of course, if it's a whole day event, pwede nyo i-set. Okay? Of course, this is very, very understandable, no? Ito sa setting na to. Ito yung kagandahan sa mga Google applications natin, no? Very straightforward yung mga options, very easy to understand. Okay? Very easy din to set up. So for example, itong event na to, let's say for example 2:15 until 3:15, example yan yung example time. And then for the calendar, if this event is under the yung ginawa natin kanina, which is ito, EdTech Explorer December 2021 events, I will just click on that. Okay? So ayan, ito na yung naka-set up or naka-assign na to for this specific calendar. Okay? And of course, we can add notification 10 minutes before. Pwede tayong let's say 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour before. Pwede din tayong sa days. Okay, 10 days or 1 day before. Pwede din tayong per weeks, no? 1 week before or something. Depende na sa how you want to be reminded. So that's also nice. One thing also na ginagawa ko, itong visibility. So what I do is, I always set it to private para walang ibang makakita niyan or at least to specific people lang. Okay? And then after that, we can add people. Like for example, itong event na to involves other people. So we can actually invite people through the use of Google Calendar. So for example, here, I'll use my email here. Like so. Now, please take note po, if you're setting an event or if you're setting an event or activity sa Google Calendar, pag nag-indicate po tayo ng guest sa Google Calendar, automatically, si Google Calendar magge-generate ng Google Meet na link. Okay, automatic siya mag-generate ng Google Meet na link. So, if for example, meron kayong event and then hindi ito yung platform na gagamitin natin, okay, you're not going to use the Google Meet, it will be a good practice to delete or remove the link para hindi magkaroon ng confusion. Yun yung isa sa mga dapat na i-remember natin. Next is, using the Google Calendar, pwede na natin kaagad i-invite itong person, okay, to participate in this event. So, paano ba natin yan gagawin? All you have to do, dito sa baba, sa add description, we can already add or type the details of this event. So, for example, dear participant, okay, please attend this event. Ayan. So, for example, platform details. Ayan. So, kunwari, yan po yung mga, yan yung email or yan yung content or invitation letter natin sa mga participants na nandito sa guest list natin. So, once you have this one, okay, once meron na po tayo nito, meron na tayong title, nakaset na yung date natin dito, meron na rin tayong notification, and of course, yung details ng ating event na to, nandito na rin sa description area, okay? And of course, meron na tayong guest list, no, with all the emails and all. Then you can already send it, click save, no? Save this event, click save. And of course, it will ask you to send an invitation to the recipient. So once you have that, you can always click send, like so. And yung naka-send na siya ng invitation dun sa ating participant. Okay? So how does it look like? So, it will look something like this. Okay? As you can see, nandito ako sa Google Calendar ng other account ko. Okay? And from here, nakita natin to EdTech Explorer Episode 10. Ito na po yung details ng invitation galing kanina sa the EdTech Explorer na Google Calendar natin. So, with this one, okay, with this invitation, our recipient can either click yes, no, or maybe if they will attend the event. So, pag-click po nila ng yes, okay, then automatically, it will be part of the Google Calendar nung invited guests natin. And it will, they will be reminded of that event to join this particular event on this particular time and date. Ayan. So, that's how we can utilize our Google Calendar for our events and to set it for our reminders. Ayan. And for the last part of our session today, no, I'll be sharing to you about Google Keep. Okay, if it's your first time to hear the word Google Keep, no, or the application Google Keep, kindly type first in our chat box or in the comment section, no. But if you have been utilizing or if you have been using Google Keep, kindly type yes naman sa ating comment section or in our chat box. No? Again, type first if it's your first time to hear Google Keep. Type yes kung gumagamit na kayo ng Google Keep. Now, ngayon, ano ba yung Google Keep na yan? Okay? Bakit, ano bang function niya? Okay? Now, a lot of us, no, especially nung naging medyo famous na talaga yung mga smartphones natin, no? If you remember, before pandemic, yung other way of taking down notes natin ay either nagsusulat tayo sa ating mobile phones, okay? Or nagdo-drawing tayo sa ating mga mobile phones using a certain application. Or nagpi-picture tayo ng mga whiteboard, no? Pinipicture na natin kung ano yung mga nile-lecture ng mga speakers natin, or we just take a photo of a certain book or notebook, no? And then yun na yung parang notes natin. Okay. And of course, most probably some of you are also keeping mga to-do list, okay? Mayroon kayong mga applications siguro ng mga to-do list or mga grocery list, okay? The Google Keep allows us also to do these things, no? Technically, ang Google Keep in my own experience will allow us to keep things in order, to keep us to track, no, to allow us to track yung mga dapat nating gawin, and of course, easier way for us to take down notes. Okay, so paano ba natin magamit si Google Keep? Okay, so just like with Google Calendar, may pwede din natin siya ma-access using our Gmail. Okay, so I'll just click this one here. Okay, so ito yung Google Keep. I will open it in a new tab para mas malaki ang ating makita na screen. Ayan. So ito po yung Google Keep natin, no? So please take note po, meron din pong mobile application si Google Keep. So maybe after our webinar or kahit ngayon po, you can check out your Play Store or your App Store. Pwede nyo pong i-search ang ating Google Keep, no? And you can explore with me. Ayan. So, taking down notes with Google Keep is very, very easy to do. Okay? So, paano ba natin gawin? Okay, so for example, gusto natin mag-take down notes dito. Okay, so for example, grocery list. Okay, lagyan natin grocery list. Okay? So, from here, pwede tayong mag-create ng checkbox, no? Or para mga list. Let's say, for example, type natin potato. Okay? Potato. Ayan, meron pang lumalabas na suggested words, no? Ayan. Pwede tayong maglagay ng vinegar. Okay? Like so. Pwede tayong maglagay ng hot dogs. Ayan. And bun siguro, mga ganyan. So, we can do a grocery list, no? Or we can come up with a grocery list na ganito. And what's also nice about this one is, with this one, pwede pa natin siyang i-share, no? Itong list na to, pwede natin siyang i-share sa ating mga colleagues or sa ating loved ones, no? For example, meron pupunta ng grocery at kailangan nyo na to, pwede nyo itong i-share by simply clicking on this one here, add a collaborator. Okay, pag-click natin yan, you can add the email of that person. Okay, and just click save. And with that, this grocery list, no, is already available dun sa Google Keep account nung recipient na to or co-collaborator natin. Okay, so yan, so as easy as that, we can share the things to do or mga grocery list ba natin or anything na important list to anyone by simply adding a collaborator in that particular Google Keep note. Okay? So, another one, for example, no, gusto natin meron tayong lecture, okay, or meron tayong gustong note, no? May nagustuhan tayong important notes na nasa libro or something like that, and we want to take a photo of that or we want to take note of that. So, we can actually upload a photo, like for example dito, upload ako ng photo. Okay? And then for example, ito yung lalagay kong image. Kunwari, yan yung image na nakunan ko, na take ko. Alright? And then I want to extract the words from this image and use it as my notes, no? Use it as my note. So I can simply click the three dots here, okay? Itong more, I'll click on that. And then I will just click grab image text, no? I will just click this one, grab image text, and look at this. Nandito na kaagad yung mga words na galing dito sa image, no? So, as simple as that, kunwari, nag-take kayo ng photo, lagay nyo dito sa Google Keep, okay? And then gusto nyo maging editable yung mga nasa notes natin. Put it here, just click itong grab image text, and nandito na kaagad sa notes natin, no? And then all you have to do is add a title, like for example from Googley, okay, from Googley teacher episode. Example po, ito yung title na gusto nating ilagay. Okay? So from here, pwede natin itong gawin as a checklist, no? Again, we just highlight on this one, click the more options, and click show check boxes. Ito. Pag-click natin yan, ayun, checklist na kaagad. Okay? So, pwede na siyang gamitin. And for example, kung gusto natin siyang i-share, pwede natin i-change ang color, no? If you want it to be in color red, pwede, color yellow, okay? Itong color na to, or simply white, no? For me, mas gusto ko yung color white kasi mas madali siyang makita, no? So ayan, so pwede natin siyang gawin, and it's already part of our checklist. Now, we can also do, okay, pwede din tayo mag-drawing, no, gamit ang ating Google Keep, no? So you can choose a specific pen type here. For example, I will choose this one, and then ito ganito ang gagamitin ko. Okay? So I can do something like this, no? Ayan. I can type my name. Okay? You can do a specific note-taking habang meron kayong ini-interview. Okay? Pwede nyo yan gawin dito. Okay? So parang notes natin, no? We can we can put it as notes. And then after that, balik lang tayo dito. And nandito na kagad, no? Nandito na yung mga na in-scribble natin or sinulat natin na notes gamit ang Google Keep. Now, if you want it to be editable, okay, kunwari gusto niyo siyang i-type somewhere else, you don't have to type it on your own. As simple as this, you can click the more option here, and then click yung grab image text, no? Grab image text. So pag-click natin yan, and then for as long as readable, no, yung pagkakasulat natin dito, as you can see naman, the Google Keep can detect, no, the words from the scribble or from the image. Kaya tingnan nyo po dito, meron siyang the word notes nandito, na convert siya dito, no? So if you want to, mas easier for you to grab the text from the image or from your scribble, you just have to make sure na medyo madali siyang basahin or maganda siyang pagkakasulat, no? So ayan, so as you can see here, nandito na kagad yung word na notes, no? And you don't have to type it, no? You don't have to type it from scratch. Ayan, so pwede po natin itong gawin with the use of Google Keep. Okay? Now, if for example, gusto natin siyang i-modify gamit ang Google Docs, pwede rin natin yung gawin dito sa Google Keep. All you have to do is just to click this more option here, and we click the copy to Google Docs. Ayan. So pag-click po natin yan, alright, i-convert lang po niyan ng Google Keep to Google Docs. Kinakopy po siya, and meron na po siyang copy dito. Okay? As you can see, and then all you have to do is just to click Open Doc, like so. And ma-open na siya kagad dito sa Google Docs natin. And with this one, pwede na kayo mag-update ng pwede nyo na kagad i-update yung document natin, no? And use it for other purposes, no? So ayan, so that's how useful Google Keep is. Pwede tayong mag-take down notes, pwede tayong mag-take down notes coming from an image, pwede tayong mag-scribble, no? Magsusulat tayo mismo sa Google Keep, pwede natin yung gawin. And i-convert it to a Google Docs, no? So that's how very, very useful ang ating Google Keep in terms of creating and sharing things to do or mga important notes with our colleagues. So ayan, so that's how we can utilize Gmail, Google Calendar, and Google Keep. Now, I hope magamit nyo po ito, teachers, sa inyong mga workplace, and I hope that kung ano po yung shinare ko po sa inyo sa episode na to, you'll find it useful and talagang ma-utilize nyo po ito sa inyong workplace. So, most probably, you're all excited to utilize these digital tools, and you might be wondering, paano naman po yung mga other digital tools? Paano ba natin ito ma-explore or ma-utilize sa ating workplace? No? Lagi po nating tandaan, no? Bago natin gamitin itong mga digital tools na to, let's always remember na number one, it's important to plan. No? It's important to plan before we utilize this tool so that when we use it, alam natin kaagad kung anong ilalagay natin. No? It's important to plan the content of whatever, how are we going to utilize this digital tool sa ating need. And of course, we need to explore, no, sa sobrang dami ng mga digital tools na available ngayon. We need to explore these things. So let's not just limit ourselves to kung anong mga digital tools na anong meron ngayon, okay, or kung anong digital tool na alam ninyo. Let's not limit ourselves to this, but rather let's explore and check, no, ano pa bang meron dyan, ano pa bang baka may mga better versions to. And malay natin, no, and mas maganda pa siyang pwedeng mas better siyang gamitin sa ating pangailangan, no, sa ating mga classes. And of course, let's choose, no, ang pangatlo, choose the best digital tool that will enhance your work productivity. Paano ba natin malaman na ito yung best? You'll know it's best because it fits your context and it addresses our concern or our problem. Ayan. And for future tutorials, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us in our Facebook page, The EdTech Explorer. Thank you very much po for watching and God bless!